Welcome back to my channel. I'm Lee Johnson, if you didn't know, and if you'd like to support this channel, please subscribe, like, comment, share, etc, etc. Hit the little notification bell so you know when I've got new videos coming out. And there's also the join button if you want to give me just a little bit of money each month to make this channel grow and whatnot. And don't forget that we also have the Black Hat Chat on a Friday. It's a live chat, so if you want to join in the actual live chat itself, yeah, you can do. We discuss everything about magic and witchcraft. Alright, so today I want to talk about belief. You know, I've seen a lot of people in the magical community talk about belief as if it's something we as magicians shouldn't have. Because belief is something that is based on the understanding or the acceptance of something without proof. Now, I don't believe that belief is something that we should not have. We definitely should have belief. And, you know, there's different stages that we go through with our magic, with our path, with our journey. And right in the beginning, belief is going to be a necessity because we don't have the proof yet. But even later on, when we have the proof, there's still things that we need to believe in. And, you know, was it last week or the week before I spoke about God, what is God, God versus Satan. And in there, I mentioned that God is that everything and nothing. Now, when we speak about the no thing, it's something that we can't quantify, it's something we can't define or explain. We can't even experience it. So there's a belief that has to happen there. So let's just have a look at a quick definition of what belief is from the dictionaries. An opinion or judgment in which a person is fully persuaded, or an acceptance that something exists or is true, especially one without proof. So when we talk about the nothing, or the no thing, as I said, it's something we can't experience, it's something we can't quantify, define, explain, anything like that. And so, you know, we have to sort of get to that point where we do believe in something. It's not necessary. Of course, everybody's going to be different. They're going to be going down their own path. They're going to be experiencing different things. They're going to be pursuing different things. Somebody who is doing magic, who doesn't have any kind of belief or worship of deity or God or anything of that nature, is just purely using magic as a science. There's still belief that has to happen there because we can't do magic without the belief. For instance, if you do a candle working or a sigil magic working or something like that, and you sit back and you say, I don't believe this is going to work. It's not going to work because there's no belief that it will. There's no belief in yourself. There's no belief in the magic. There's no belief in the spell work or the working itself. So if you don't have that belief, then, you know, the opposite of what you think is going to happen or what you expect is going to happen will happen. You know, it also comes into play when we actually see this a lot with cursing work, hexing and jinxing and things like that. 95% of curses are psychosomatic. The person who has the curse put on them believes that the person who put it on them is strong enough to do so. Therefore, they believe in their magic. They believe that they have been cursed. And even if that person hasn't done anything, they're still going to believe it, and the curse is going to come true. It's going to manifest in they're going to actually manifest it themselves. But that's because they have a belief that the curse was done, that the curse is working, that the curse is attacking them. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you as I said, if you do a magic working and you don't believe that it's going to work, it's not going to. So you have to have belief in yourself. You have to have belief in your magic. That's difficult sometimes, especially when you are a beginner, because, as I say, you don't have the proof yet. Later on, as you carry on, you do magic workings and you see the proof firsthand. And that makes it a lot easier to believe. So it's kind of like coming out of a negative state and trying to get yourself into a positive state. Until you start seeing the positive things happen, you're going to stay in this negative state. And while you're in that negative state, it's just going to be negativity, because all you're doing is thinking negatively. So if you are in a negative state where you are financially crippled, to try and get out of that is extremely difficult, because you don't have the belief that it will happen. You don't have the belief that anything positive can come through for you, and therefore you continue to think negatively. And all of that negative thought is magic work itself. That negative thought is projection of thought, it's projection of energy. And what's going to happen is you're going to project that negative energy out, and what you're going to get back is negative energy. To try and break that and push out positive energy in order to get positive results is extremely difficult, especially when you're in that cycle. And same thing with belief, and belief comes into play there as well. If you don't believe that you're going to get out of this cycle, you're not going to get out of it. So you have to try and believe that you will. You have to try and believe that it's possible. If you do manifestation work, all the new age manifestation exercises that people are talking about on YouTube and on websites and everywhere, if you don't believe in what you're doing, you're not going to be able to manifest it. Because while you're busy doing a visualization or whatever method you're doing, you usually are instructed to see that thing as you already have it. And if you don't have it, if you are in that negative state, if you don't have it yet and you keep revolving and cycling around this negative circle, this negative cycle, then trying to visualize yourself as having a particular thing to the point where you actually feel it. You actually feel the emotions, you feel the desire, you feel the actual act of having it, of possessing it. Then it's going to be very difficult to actually manifest that thing, because what's going to start creeping in are the negative thoughts, and those are your beliefs. So all of this revolves around belief. If you don't believe something, it's not going to come true. If you do believe something, there's a possibility it will come true. Back of your head there is still that sort of those conscious thoughts. Sigil magic is a perfect example here. When you do sigil magic, you do the working, you sort of vacate yourself of any conscious thought that could actually counteract what you're doing. So while you're doing the working, you believe in the working. You do the sigil working, you go into a trance state. That trance state transfers the glyph, the image, to your unconscious mind. But what happens afterwards is, if you start thinking it's not going to work, didn't do it right, maybe I should have actually changed the will sentence, maybe my glyph wasn't good enough, all of these things will start then punching at your magic work, will start entering the unconscious mind, and it'll actually start pulling the sigil itself back into the conscious mind and start attacking it. You need to suspend all of that. So you need to believe that what you've done is right. You need to believe that what you've done is going to work, no questions asked, and it will work. So that belief becomes extremely important. Now, this is different to faith. Faith, got a definition, hang on. Faith is confidence or trust in a person or thing, belief that is not based on proof. So faith is different to belief. But although faith is different to belief, they do sort of go hand in hand. So you believe in something which you don't have proof in. But at the same time, you have faith that that thing is going to happen. Faith requires action. So let's just come back to doing magic workings. So you do your working, you don't have proof that it's going to work, so you believe it's going to work. But by doing the action itself, by doing the actual working, by doing the candle magic or the sigil magic or whatever working, whatever type of magic you're doing, you have faith that you doing that action is going to actually bring you the results that you want. So they do sort of go hand in hand, but belief and faith are kind of different. So the whole thing is to believe in yourself. And I'm going to come back to cursing because it's one of the easiest examples. If somebody comes to you and says, I have cursed you, X, Y, and Z, whatever, your belief in your own magic, in yourself, in your protection, it goes a very, very long way to actually counteract that curse. Because if your belief is stronger than the other person's belief, you're going to win. Simple as that, really. So it's all a case of believing in yourself. And as I say, as you go through the journey, you get more proof. You do magic workings that you can see the results of. So you get the proof that your magic works. You work with spirits and you get the proof that they exist. All of these things, as you carry on through your journey, you do get the results and you do see the proof, and therefore belief in these things becomes a lot easier. But even if, years and years down the line, you're going to have moments where you're going to doubt, and that's normal. We are human after all. Every now and again we do a working, it doesn't work, and then you start doubting yourself. But then you just got to bring yourself back to the fact that you have had proof in the past, therefore something just went wrong. Maybe you're having a bad day. Maybe it was just the wrong time to do that actual working. Maybe it's not the right time for whatever it was to manifest. There's a lot of elements that come into why something didn't work, even if you do have the belief. So all you have to do then is just go back to the drawing board and just reevaluate, redesign, and redo. And when you redo, have belief. And sometimes it can just be using a different type of magic. Maybe you used a technique that wasn't quite right at that time, wasn't quite right for that particular thing you were trying to manifest. Using a different method, using a different technique might bring the results because, in the past, that particular technique had better results than the first one you used. And therefore, your belief is stronger in that technique itself. Again, it's belief. It's all about belief. So believe in yourself, believe in your magic, believe in the spirits you work with if you work with them, and don't forget that. And everything should be fine. All right, so that's it for this week. So I'll see you next week, and I hope to see you on the Black Hat Chat live show on Friday. Come along, say hello in the chat, and ask any questions you want to. We are talking about the philosophy of magic this week. I guess this was kind of part of it. I didn't actually think about it beforehand. All right, so I'll see you on Friday, or I'll see you next Tuesday. Have a good one. Cheers.